Well, yeah. What I was going to say is I knew this was going to happen. When you hire a coach like Eric Bieniemy and the way he coaches, I knew this at some point this season we were going to have this conversation. I didn't think it was going to be 2 weeks into training camp.
Yeah.
And like so Ad put in there that the players are soft, and like part of me is like what I mean I'm agreeing with him. So I don't want to call the players soft, but I'm agreeing with what his stance is, because my thought is like, okay, right now you're in the most physically demanding part of the season, or a very physically demanding part of the season. Long days, it's hot. Some of y'all are competing, but there's not that much pressure right now. There's a couple guys fighting for roster spots, but there's not a lot of pressure. I'm expecting this type of conversation when we're 2-4, and people are wondering, why is the offense sputtering? And now you start questioning, well, is Eric Bieniemy coaching too hard? Are the players not responding? But the fact that we're having this conversation 2 weeks into training camp is really concerning to me. And like, so I don't think that's a good omen. And I also don't think it's good that we, everyone in the comments right now are talking about, Ron taking over. And Nathan mentioned is like, we basically, I know it was a scheduled press conference, but we threw Eric Bieniemy to the wolves because it just so happened that he had to sit there and do a press conference and answer these questions. And he was like, I said this at my press conference that I coach hard. I coach hard, but I'm fair. And he had to answer all these questions where that Ron could have stopped it from the get-go. Say, yes, I hired this guy for this reason, because you're right, Sean. We went 7 wins, 8 wins, and that's not good enough. And this guy's won Super Bowls. I want his pedigree. I want what they did here. Answer's over. Question's over. Press conference is done. It's not hard.
But at the same time, and I do want to push back and get some of this, because I almost think this is kind of the perfect situation. You have Ron, who's already built it up. That look, they're not going to win. They have not won significant stuff, but he has fought. He has clawed. We have been 1-6, 2-6. We had some rough years, and we have fought and clawed back in. So they'll believe up to a point, but he doesn't have that little bit that can push us over. EB brings him in and does this. The big thing about this that I really love what Ron did is Ron will tell those players, go talk to EB. He's the assistant coach. If you have an issue, go talk to him. A lot of times when those players come back, they say that's been enlightening. That's been great that it's been good that we've had that conversation. And at the end of the day, yes, it's soft is the word. Ab, shout out to Ab. He wants to use. I respect that, but I don't necessarily think it's soft. I just think some people just can't handle that. Some people cannot deal with that type of stuff. It is what it is. But I love the dynamic, the back and forth. I don't know that EB is ready to be HC. I know we've been talking about it. That's kind of seems like what it's going to. But there is something that it does beg the question, like, is there a time when it's all about rah, 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 rah. Some coaches are all about that. But at the same time, what EB does that I like is he also says, hey, I really love you, did a great job, blah, blah, blah. He tells you what good you did. One of the things that Ron said towards the end that kind of got people off was that, hey, Jack Del Rio's been a coach. I've been a coach, kind of implying that, EB hasn't been a coach. So he doesn't know that you need to stop sometimes. You can't just be that aggressive, bow, 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 and then, not give them any room to breathe. You got to also compliment things like that. So I do like that, where it is kind of I don't like into it, like kind of like a marriage where it's like good cop, bad cop. EB, he's been here. We've seen he can have success. So he sat there and he's going to go hard. Yeah. And then Ron Rivera could be the good cop. Oh, yeah, he's being hard on you. Okay, we'll go talk to him. Doing like a marriage, where one parent, another parent, that type of thing. We have not been winning. I got to reiterate that. So if this is going to help us get in that direction, there we go, man. We need this.
Dun, 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 dun.
Let's go. The Washington Commanders. There it is.